All right, as we continue our work with fractions, we're going to look at two types of fractions and two types of way of writing them. We have mixed numbers and improper fractions. So let's do two quick definitions, and then we're going to do some work with converting between the two methods. So a mixed number consists of a whole number and a proper fraction. Some examples of a mixed number would be if you said like 4.5 or 1 3/8 or 10 1/5. So the mixed number consists of the whole number written with the proper fraction. In comparison, an improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. Some examples of mixed numbers, improper fractions would be 9/4, 5/5, 7/3. So anytime you have the numerator greater than or equal to the denominator, you have an improper fraction. So a lot of work you can do with these fractions when they're written in these forms. It's easier to do operations with improper fractions than it is with mixed numbers, so it's good to be able to convert between the two methods. So we're going to focus on rewriting mixed numbers to improper fractions, and then in the next video we'll look at writing improper to mixed. So we're going to focus on rewriting mixed to improper. I'm going to give you two methods. Method one is just going to be drawing using images. This might be the most effective method for you, so you figure out what works for you. So let's say I want to convert three and a half to an improper fraction. So let's break this down. 3 we can rewrite as 3 wholes. So 3 separated into 3 wholes would be 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? Because that makes up 3. And then plus 1/2. So this is the same representation of this fraction, mixed number, using whole numbers. So it's 1 plus 1 plus 1, then 1/2. I can then rewrite so have these all have the same denominator, because 1 we can rewrite as the same thing as 2/2, right? because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is the same representation of this number. It's an equivalent method. Now I can just add the fractions. When you're adding fractions, you just add the numbers on the top. The denominator stays the same. So I can add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, and that gives me 7 over 2. So 3 1/2 is equal to 7 halves. It's the same number. They represent the same thing, they're just written in different forms. So when we're breaking down a mixed to an improper fraction, you can break down the whole number into its parts. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I wrote 3 ones, then plus the remaining fraction. And then I just converted those ones into their fractional terms. So these are 2 over 2, 2 over 2, 2 over 2. And that gave me a way to convert this into an improper fraction. The second method requires a little algebra and some rules to follow, but it's a similar idea in terms of converting. If I want to go from mixed to improper again, we'll look at 3 1/2. There are a couple rules to follow. First, you multiply the denominator in the fraction by the whole number. With that result, then you add the numerator. And then you rewrite the fraction with the same denominator. So step 1 is multiply the numerator by the whole number. So that means I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by 3. So I'm going to put a little x there. So I have 3 times 2. Then you add the numerator plus 1. And that's going to give you the numerator of your fraction, of your mixed number, of your improper number. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So then this I can rewrite now as 7 over 2, which we know is the same answer from above. We just used this method to get it. So either method you can use to convert from mixed to improper. In the next video, we're going to look at going from improper to mixed.